On YouTube. It's your buddy Adam Online. Today, let's talk about bad customers in your business. And you know what? We're going to get into talking about drugs. We're going to get into, this is actually not a drug right here. It's just gummies. They're healthy gummies that do not qualify as a drug. But we're going to talk about marijuana, cocaine, people doing drugs in the back of your car if you're an Uber or Lyft driver. And we're going to talk about how you can fight all that. I have my notes over here, so I'll be referencing my notes. But I worked as a rideshare driver in the Los Angeles area for over 3 years, off and on, right? Did thousands and thousands of rides on the Uber and the Lyft platform. Never joined Sidecar. They went out of business. I kind of had a feeling it wouldn't be worthwhile joining them back in 2014 anyways, and my hunch was right. But you know what? Let's talk about you guys. I had a Twitter poll not long ago, and on my Twitter poll, I basically just asked, what's the top thing that concerns you as a rideshare driver, right? Because as rideshare drivers, a frequent thing that happens, wouldn't you agree, is that we get overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed, you have a hard time making good decisions. When you have a hard time making good decisions, you start doubting yourself, and when you start doubting yourself, you tend to make less money, right? You're not thinking clear, you're not focusing right. So what we're trying to do is overcome all that through our free education here on this YouTube channel, and I also have a private program for paid access. We'll get into that later. All right, so if you have a naughty customer, right? True story, I had some guys just doing blow in the back seat of my car once as I was about to let them out. So the ride was almost over, and then I looked in my mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're doing cocaine. But granted, whatever you want to put in your body is your right? You can just, if you want to go out and eat weird leaves that are growing outside, go and eat the weird leaves growing outside. And if you find some weird chemicals, it's, who's to tell you that you can't put that in your body, right? But it's another thing when that's influencing me in my car, in my business, right? So we need to be careful about who we let into our business, right? Because let's say a cop pulls you over, you didn't know that they were doing blow in the back seat. The cop doesn't know that you didn't know. The cop doesn't know how long they've been doing it. The cop doesn't know if you're involved. So the cop's just going to be suspicious and question everybody, and you're in jeopardy. You might be innocent, totally, but you're still in jeopardy, right? So we're going to get into a couple ways of fighting that. Obviously, one of them is having like a rear view mirror camera, right? Looking down at inside your cab. And then what happens is some people will say, oh, I don't give you my permission to record me. And then you're kind of stuck in a weird spot because you're like, okay, well, then you either get out of my car and I lose money on the ride, or I turn off the camera, do the ride, and then I have this suspicious guy that might do shady stuff and I don't have proof, right? But there's always like a third option. You have to always create a third option. Millionaires know this, geniuses know this, successful business people know this. You don't never give yourself stuck in just two options, and sometimes it feels that way, right? So one thing I would do is I have my camera rolling on my dash, right? And it's a 180 camera that can look in or out, but I also have a voice recorder in my cell phone. So my cell phone is mounted running my maps for me, but it's just called Voice Recorder. It's an app called Voice Recorder. It comes with most cell phones, but you can download one free in the Play Store or on your App Store. And then when I think I have a shady customer, in fact, it's almost like all the time now, I'll just roll voice recorder and I can delete it when it's over. So in the background on my phone, behind the maps and everything else I'm running, just boom, start rolling the voice, start hitting record. Then I swipe over, I'm running my maps and my Lyft or my Uber app. They don't need to know that their voice is getting recorded. They don't have a right to know that. It's my business. You walk into other businesses, they're rolling camera on you and it's behind, you don't even know until you turn around. They want it that way. Otherwise, people are going to come in and do even, I don't know, if they see the camera, then they have a way around it, right? So you've seen people in Walmart, right? Like shoplifting the videos, like they try to like sneak around the corner in the aisle, right? So they're just out of sight and they shoplift something. They didn't know there was another camera looking at them, right? So this is why you need to kind of keep your business game on the down low when it comes to customers in your car. They do not need to know everything about your business. You do not need to tell them that you're rolling camera. Now some of you guys are going to comment, oh yes you do, in my state you have to comment both. Bullshit. If someone is breaking the law and you are recording them doing it, you are doing the world a favor. Hello, people, idiots, knuckleheads out there. Erase your stupid comments regarding whether someone can record or not. I'm actually developing something called the right to record law. And this has to do with police brutality. And if someone's in a police interaction, a bystander should have a right to videotape the entire thing and upload it to YouTube in perpetuity and document it for legal reasons and court purposes, as long as that bystander is not physically interrupting with the arrest or the altercation or whatever the interaction is between the cop and that person. Any human being will have a right to record that, because cops already have cams on them, right? But then they can go back to the office and they can finagle that footage, or they can alter the footage, right? Or alter the audio. So everyone should be recording all the time, in my opinion, when they're in business, right? So that's just how I see it. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. This video is not for you, because I'm smart. I know what I'm doing. Rolling camera protects people. You see these crazy YouTube videos where this guy in the UK, if I find the link, I'll post it below. This guy in the UK bought a window dash for himself, right? He's rolling footage the very first day he had it. He never thought about using this before. And all of a sudden, he's like, I just think I'll use it today. Got a hunch he should use his dash cam today. This chick gets in, gets out, perfect ride, nothing wrong. Then she accuses him of raping her. If he wasn't rolling camera, he would have had no proof. And guess what? It's her word against his. If the jury didn't think straight or didn't believe her over him, he could have gone to jail over a false accusation. Now do you see why? You should always be recording, okay? So that's one way you'll fight your bad customers. Is you have two backups. You have your main camera. Of course, you have your eyewitness testimony, but you also have your voice recorder going on in the back of your cell phone. So worst case, maybe the bad customer rips it. Nah, fuck you, I'm drunk, whatever. Takes the camera, breaks it. They don't know that you're still rolling in your cell phone. Or you even have a third backup, right? So, and I know some of you guys, you're a lot like me. You're like, oh, I'll just beat the shit out of that guy. I'll put him in a chokehold and I'll rough him up. All right, good, right? Then you got to explain that to the authorities, and you got to explain that to Lyft and Uber. And guess what? Two wrongs didn't make a right. So you lost your right to drive. And good luck when you had one of the best, easiest jobs on the planet, just rolling around in your car with massive tax deductions, your gas, your tires, your windshield wiper blades, your car payments, your insurance, all tax deductions. You lost all that ability to do that and the freedom of going where you want to do with destination filters. Good luck, right? So the important thing is really keeping your cool. And it brings us back to this point of, staying hydrated, right? To keep your cool, for instance. But also just trying to see things from the customer's perspective as well as from your own. So even when I get a customer in the car that's doing something, they're super quiet, or they're shady, they're in a bad mood, or they're angry about something, I usually let one thing slide. So they slam my door and they get in and like, all right, man, I don't want to talk, just drive. All right, well, they kind of like strike one, they slam my door, but I'm already trying to, because I want to make the money on the fare, number one, and I want to do good things for humanity, number two, right? So that's why I do that. But I try to see things from that guy's perspective or that woman's perspective and say, oh, maybe they're having a bad day. So you can always ask a question and say, oh, it looks like you're having a bad day, man. Let's get you to your destination. What's going on? If they don't want to talk about it, fine. But just seeing it from their perspective for 1 second shows them that you care. Now, if they're not too much in their head, they'll probably be interested in you and who you are. You build a conversation. You turn what would have just been a regular ride into a positive thing, and maybe you make a good business connection for the future. You get invited to a party or something, or maybe you're an aspiring artist like in LA, like I was, and you bump into Drake or someone who, like I did, or someone who can help you in your career, right? So, and Drake and I never followed up since then until now, and he still hasn't, but whatever, it's okay. That's a whole nother deal. He's a great guy and we had a good conversation. But anyhow, I'm going to post below, I'm going to post my bad customer story. And you guys, if you've watched this far, this is a little gold nugget for you. on how I just did the right thing and it paid me triple what I was supposed to make on that ride. Because this lady lied to me. She was only going to give me 20 bucks cash because she was the wrong customer, and she knew she was the wrong customer. And then I said, no, let's do it the correct way. And she gave me her phone. And the way I tell the story is even funnier on this video link below. But I basically agreed to I helped her line up the ride. And just doing the ride the way I was supposed to do it made me over $60 in less than 20 minutes. So I was making $3 a minute instead of $1 a minute. All right. Thanks for watching this video today, you guys. That's one little secret on dealing with bad customers. Again, make sure you have your backup. So you're rolling here on your dash cam. If you don't have a dash cam yet, just roll audio on your cell phone. Worst case scenario, 99% of the time it's not a problem. But worst case, you have that 1% person that's a total idiot. Just roll video on your cell phone and have it shooting in your car just for backup. And then hopefully you don't have to use that. You can talk them down. Say, I'm rolling this. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to use it if you're cool. And you just follow the rules, put on your seatbelt, or get out of my car now, please, whatever it is. And you tell them why. If you're asking someone to leave your car, just remember they need to know the reason why. Because otherwise they just think you're being a prick. And they're not going to like you, and they're going to report you. They're going to say it was racism, or he looked at me funny, or he's an asshole, or whatever. So they need to know the reason why, and you should have that on record. Okay? Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to check out my Twitter links and my Instagram below. There's a lot of more good content for you guys there. This is just the Bad Customer series, the first video we're doing today, and it has to do with your rights to record and protecting yourself. This is probably the #1 thing you can do to deal with bad customers, all right? And then that's protecting yourself with the video. And then the #2 is seeing things from your customer's perspective as well as from your own, right? Then they're not such a bad customer. You kind of identify with them on some level. Oh yeah, I had a bad day like that. And then you hopefully make a connection. Maybe they throw you a tip just for being their psychologist or their friend for the ride, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Make it a great day. Stay tuned for more good stuff, and we'll see you on the road. Peace.